Tonight on News 5 Live, he is a UDP street soldier no more. The fate of Brian Yellowman Ordinate and the allegations he made against his party leader, Moses Shine Barrow. We'll tell you why Barrow is threatening to sue. Final day for budget debate, the moment the Prime Minister placed opposition members on notice, saying he'll close the debate if they don't show up. Convicted attorney Oscar Salgado appeals ruling, and a pregnant woman is remanded to prison. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River Restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
Perfect timing in the jungle.
The Mega Bingo Progressive Jackpot is getting bigger. It's climbing all the way up to $370,525. And now is the perfect time to get in the game and win it. All that cash can be yours with one single $2 Mega Bingo ticket. So make sure to get yours. Lots of prizes are won every show. Don't miss out. Tune in this Wednesday, March 23rd to the live game airing on Channel 5 and Love FM at 8 p.m. Or play the game online by logging into Facebook or YouTube and search for Belize Mega Bingo. More chances to tune in and more chances to win. You don't want to miss out. And remember, Mega Bingo is the game.
What game should you play?
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, March 22nd. I am Annalyn Apolonio. Leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, confirmed today that the UDP Secretariat has terminated Brian Yellowman Ordinet from the party. Ordinet ran as a UDP councillor candidate on March 6th in Belize City. Only 2 weeks later, news of his termination surfaced. Now, Barrow did not want to discuss the grounds of his termination or the details of the deed of settlement that he reportedly requested Ordinet sign. However, News 5 understands that Ordinet made serious allegation against the party leader, which he placed in writing and addressed to the party's chairman. When we raised it with Barrow, he threatened to sue.
That is absolutely untrue, and anyone that publishes any such untruths will be sued.
So we're giving you a right to respond.
And I am, did you not just hear what I said? Let me repeat again. That is absolutely untrue. That is defamatory. That is slanderous. And anyone that repeats such defamatory material will be sued and taken to court.
So what's the status with Yellowman as it relates to the party?
He was terminated by the Secretary General.
What were the grounds on which he was terminated, if you don't mind divulging that?
That's an internal matter. I'm not like other people that wish to ventilate our internal matters in the public, but he was terminated. There's no denying that.
News 5 understands that Barrow is seeking legal redress against the Belize Times newspaper. And while the leader of the opposition chose to leave Ordinet's termination for his internal party mechanism to handle, Henry Charles Usher, the area representative for Fort George, heavily criticized Barrow over it. Now, the termination of a political party's ground soldier has nothing to do with the budget debate, nor do these occurrences often make the news. But in this case, Usher spoke to the deed of settlement that Ordinet is being asked to sign. Here is what he said.
He said he didn't get any sleep, but the real reason he didn't get any sleep or he couldn't sleep is because he knows that they are coming for him. Yellowman is only the first member for Mesopotamia, and no deed of settlement will save you. Imagine this. The leader of the opposition is so afraid of a fellow UDP that he is forcing him to sign a deed of settlement that prevents Yellow from going into Mesopotamia. It forbids Yellow from talking about him or talking about the UDP publicly or privately in perpetuity. In perpetuity, Mr. Speaker, forever. Exactly. Just 2.5 weeks ago, he contested the elections in Belize City on behalf of the United Democratic Party. He lost significantly, but nevertheless, he is a UDP. And what is the leader of the opposition offering Yellow for a lifetime of silence? $7,500. That half down, a half, and then you don't get nothing if you talk. The member from Mesopotamia, and I'm sure the member from Colette will agree.
Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, this is not relevant to the budget at all. This man is now talking about UDP internal politics. What does that have to do with the budget?
The United Democratic Party has scheduled a National Party Council meeting for Saturday. According to the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, the meeting's agenda primarily focuses on the party's performance in the March 6 municipal elections. When asked if his leadership would be a matter for discussion during that meeting, Barrow said that idea is ridiculous and that he is not concerned about that.
Tomorrow's National Party Council meeting is post-mortem so that we can reflect on all of the activities leading up to March 6 and the results and all the takeaways so that we can learn, grow, and do far better in the general elections.
Do you have any concerns that the party might turn against you following the result of the municipal elections where you all were only able to capture one municipality?
Well, we had 0 municipalities before and we captured 1, so in all statistical spin, that is an increase. So we know that we did better in PG. There was a recount, we won the PG mayor, and then there was a recount. We won that by 10 votes and then we lost it by 25, so that's 35 votes that appeared, so we are taking that matter to court. We made significant gains in Belmopan City, whereas we lost in the general elections by 2,100, and in the municipals of this year we came as close as 200. So that shows that we're headed in the right direction. So I have no concern about my status. We just have to plan the way forward and be more precise in the concentration of our efforts and learn from whatever omissions, whatever lacks may have taken place in March 6 and build on the strengths, because there were gains.
A man who was on the run since Saturday when 30-year-old Damian Baptist was murdered between miles 8 and 9 in Ladyville has been captured. 35-year-old Jamie Young was arrested and charged on Thursday with Baptist's murder. The construction worker was charged with aggravated assault against Amber Dawson. He reportedly surrendered himself to police. In the presence of his attorney, Dickie Bradley, Young was read the 2 criminal offenses. No plea was taken from him due to the nature of the offenses, and he was denied bail and remanded to the Belize Central Prison. Dawson told News 5 this week that she had broken up with Young last year and that ever since she started to date Baptist in February and Young became aware of it, he began to harass and threaten them. She said that she had made 2 police reports against him in that space of time and that she was in the process of taking out a restraining order against him. They were due to appear in court on Wednesday to go through that process, but Baptist was murdered on Saturday. Dawson explained how the incident unfolded on the Philip Golson Highway and how Young had initially tried to run his truck head-on into their car near Maxborough. When Baptist swerved away and continued towards the direction of Ladyville, Young turned around and set chase, taking out a gun and aiming at the car. When heavy traffic didn't allow Baptist to proceed any further, Dawson said Young got out of his truck, walked up to the passenger side of the car, and shot Baptist. The car careened off the highway and slammed into a lamppost on the other side of the street. An ambulance that was passing at the same time transported Baptist to the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Young will be taken back to court on May 30th. Tonight, 3 Belize City men were provided full disclosure for a 2023 murder. Today, 2 of the 3 men told the court that they had been sexually harassed while in prison. To make matters worse, they say they have not been afforded legal representation. The sitting magistrate told the men that she would further address the matter on their next court date, May 3rd, if the situation has not improved. One of the men, who says he has been sexually violated, sought legal advice from attorney Richard Dickey Bradley in court today. Here's what he had to say.
What he has said to me is a frightening and disturbing matter, and I will take it up directly with the Chief Executive Officer of the Prison Department. And then thereafter I will be able to give you more details, but this is a very, very serious matter. We can't allow that kind of thing to be happening. 3 persons appeared in the magistrate court today, for which the others are nodding in support of the complaint. That person has asked in court if he could be removed from where he is in the prison because he's been sexually assaulted. It's a very serious matter.
Prison CEO Virgilio Murillo told News 5 that he is not aware of the allegations. Coming up, Patrick Faber chides Briceño administration's reliance on IMF reports.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, by faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. Moses, as all children, at the time of his birth, was born under the sentence of death with little chance of survival. However, he had a godly mother who saw what only a mother could have seen. She saw in him a proper child and made a small waterproof basket and placed him in it and pushed it out into the Nile River, where he was soon discovered and rescued by Pharaoh's daughter. The world has been blessed by these kinds of mothers who refuse to give up when things look so bad. That was a story also of Willie the shoemaker. He was born prematurely on a cold morning to a farming family in a West Texas town. Shortly after his birth, the doctor announced to the family that he would not live through the night. Not to be undone, the grandmother placed the tiny baby in a shoebox and then into a warm oven. To the doctor's amazement, he lived, and he grew to become one of the world's most famous athletes and jockeys, Willie the shoemaker. Faith in God can make a difference in your life if you will but trust Him. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Ladyville Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
Back in January, when Briceño and the PUP government, under pressure from cane farmers, hurriedly struck an agreement to prevent major public discontent going into the municipal elections, opposition leader Honorable Shine Barrow described it as nothing but a quick fix to a long-term crisis.
Merely putting not even a band-aid, I would say a transparent tape that we can all see through on a gaping wound.
The opposition leader predicted that once the elections were over, the government would break its promise.
I can't feel happy for the Caneros because we'll be back at square one in 3 months. I guarantee you within 3 months there will be no inquiry completed, there will be no analysis, no data, no nothing.
As predicted, cane farmers have had to write Briceño to complain that the Commission of Inquiry, which he promised to establish within 30 days, has still not commenced after 2 months and counting. In a follow-up release, the cane farmers wrote, BSCFA calls on the Prime Minister to stay on track and to establish the Commission of Inquiry forthwith, or shall BSCFA have to remind him where is the track?
I would not waste my time in answering the BSCFA.
Now that the municipal elections are over, Briceño does not care what cane farmers or Belizeans in general think.
I don't care what anybody says.
At the Oasis, we believe in the art of celebration. Our exquisite range of wines adds a touch of elegance to every celebration. Elevate your sports night with the finest spirits from the Oasis. Savor the victory with every sip. Love, laughter, and the perfect blend. Whether it's a romantic evening or a casual get-together, our spirits set the mood. The Oasis is your destination for all occasions. Visit us today and discover a world of taste, quality, and elegance. The Oasis, where every bottle tells a story.
Belize City Police are on high alert tonight following the fatal shooting of gang figure 44-year-old Elwin Lewis. The notorious street figure is considered an elder in the underground world in Southside Belize City. He is considered one of the leaders of the George Street gang. He was shot several times near Gwen Lizarraga School. He was rushed to the KHMH where he died. Tonight, police are expecting retaliation. Patrick Faber, the UDP's area representative for Collet, chided the Prime Minister for relying heavily on the IMF's recent report on Belize's economic performance. During his budget presentation, Prime Minister John Briceño spent a great deal of time praising his administration's economic performance based on the IMF's report and projections. Well, Faber argued that the IMF's report does not validate the Briceño administration's policies towards long-term growth and social equity.
While the Prime Minister attempted skillfully to present a narrative, and I have to say attempted skillfully because everybody who knows that teleprompter and speechwriter and all does not help the Prime Minister, the presentation is always still very miserable. I will admit, Madam Speaker, that this time around he got a little bit better. And so I'm suggesting that he practice every chance he gets in this house, bring the teleprompter more regularly, so that by the time the election comes, he will do a darn good concession speech when his party goes home. But as I was saying, Madam Speaker, he attempted to skillfully present a narrative filled with optimism. He cited the International Monetary Fund's recent review, Madam Speaker, and he lauded the economic achievements under his administration. And it is imperative, Madam Speaker, that we dissect these accomplishments with a critical eye and broader perspective. The Prime Minister placed significant emphasis on the IMF's pronouncements suggesting that it serves as an independent verification of the administration's successful policies. Yet, Madam Speaker, it is essential to underscore that reliance on the IMF's evaluation, especially when it is conveniently aligned with the government's narrative, that this does not validate the effectiveness of these policies in fostering long-term, sustainable economic growth and social equity for the Belizean people.
Faber went on to address matters concerning unemployment, the debt-to-GDP ratio, and inflation. He contended that the government's statistics are disconcerted from the reality on the ground as far as the price of goods and services is concerned. Faber also argued that the unemployment rate does not reflect the truth of what Belizeans are experiencing. Here is how he puts it.
The Prime Minister's speech, Madam Speaker, proudly, for example, cites a reduction in unemployment. He says it has gone down from 14% in 2020 to 3.4% in 2023. He's heralding this, Madam Speaker, as a monumental achievement of his administration. However, comparing these figures without acknowledging the change in the calculation methodology by the SIB is misleading and it is deceptive. It is, to be frank, Madam Speaker, an apples to oranges comparison. When I search the IMF page, I search the World Bank page, I search every piece of statistic that the internet could afford me, and I didn't find anywhere where the debt to GDP ratio rose to 132%. But it is convenient again for you on that side to paint a picture that is completely wrong. The highest I found is what you found, 103%. In fact, the IMF page says no data submitted. The Prime Minister claims that there is a decrease in inflation rates from 6.3%, Madam Speaker, in 2022, and he anticipates that it will drop further to 3.1%, and then it will go even lower, according to him, to 1.3% over the medium term. I was telling the member from Caribbean Shores, the Minister of the Police, that his reality is different from the reality on the streets. Well, here we go again. Because we could talk figures on and want. The Belizean people will tell you if you are grounded, if you are listening to them, Mr. Member for Caribbean Shores, if you are listening to them, my friend from Lake Independence, if you are listening to them, you will know that what you say does not exist. When you tell them inflation low, when you tell them, oh boy, the prices are going down for goods and services, that it has to be a disconnection.
At the start of day 3 of the budget debate, there was no member of the opposition present inside the National Assembly chamber. Opposition leader Moses Barrow was present at the start of the debate to deliver his address. He then left. UDP's Collet area representative Patrick Faber was present at the start of day 2, but he too left early in the debate. Notably, Hugo Pat and Tracy Panton are dealing with personal and family matters. No one expects the UDP's Queen Square area representative Denise Barrow to appear. This morning, Prime Minister John Briceño announced that if opposition members are not present when Pickstock area representative Anthony Mahler finishes his presentation, then the budget debate will conclude. But Faber and Barrow did, in fact, arrive moments later. Here is how that played out.
For the past 2 days, I don't think if the opposition have spent combined 2 or 3 hours in this house, it's a lot. And I see they're not here again. So I want to put the opposition on notice that after the honorable member from Pickstock finishes his presentation, if they are not here, then I think it's best we just put this debate, the budget debate, to an end. So
we have now endured, I believe, a full day and a half of endure, yes, because this is the thing with which you feel that because the members of this honorable house, if they would focus, Madam Speaker, on how many empty seats are over there. At any given time, 5, 6, 7, 8 members are out or in the back room. But wherever we are, we listen to the proceedings. That was how when my friend from Freetown, when I arrived on Wednesday, I could tell him all that he said. So you are intentionally trying to paint a picture that the opposition is delinquent. I will show you delinquency now. Let's see who is delinquent. You've had us listen all of yesterday to all PUP presentations, but it's only the leader of the opposition and myself. You know this because we've already given the explanations for other members. So if I would have gone on Wednesday or even on Thursday, then there would be nobody to rebut you. You're asking for a debate. Is that not the case? So let's get it on.
According to Tourism Minister Anthony Moller, overnight tourism has been hitting record highs in the first 2 months of 2024. During his budget debate presentation, Minister Moller said that with the increasing number of tourists visiting Belize, the industry is expected to generate $1.4 billion in revenue for 2024. Moller also explained that the absence of a berthing facility in the Belize district continues to be the greatest challenge faced by the country's cruise tourism sector.
We are projecting approximately 11% growth for Belize in 2024. Way beyond global growth. Madam Speaker, we have already recorded growth of over 16% in overnight arrivals for the first 2 months of this year. The month of January saw an impressive 57,000 arrivals, making it the highest January ever. This stellar performance continued in February with an all-time high of over 59,000 in arrivals. We expect a 10% increase in tourist arrivals for March, with projections of over 60,000 visitors for this month. Madam Speaker, this would be a first for tourism in Belize, and it would be a new high for tourist arrivals to the Jewel. At this pace, we project that tourism will generate revenues of around $1.4 billion this year. This is $200 million more than we did in 2023. Big growth, big growth. I think it'll be more than that too. The cruise sector also saw a resurgence in 2023 with a total of over 900,000 cruise visitors from 309 calls. This figure is a significant 47% increase over the previous year, reflecting the sector's continued recovery. Madam Speaker, there is demand. We have days throughout the year with requests for more than 5 ships in a day. But we cannot expect to fully take advantage of these opportunities in cruise tourism without a berthing facility in the Belize district. The longer we take, the more the larger ships will continue to bypass Belize, as they are doing now.
After the break, in tonight's Bright Side, a spiritual solution for environmental conservation. But first, here's the weather update with data from the National Meteorological Service.
Westtrack Limited is committed to working hard every day to ensure you get the right products at the most affordable price. We strive to have the greatest selection of quality, affordable, and timely products and services that will enhance your personal or corporate lives. With an extensive line of products, we'll be sure to have what you need. For even faster service, you can contact us on Facebook, WhatsApp, or by email. We look forward to seeing you come through our doors at your nearest Westtrack branch today.
In the last month and a half, we brought in 2 electric buses that will service Belize City for now as a pilot project for 1 year. And by the end of June, July, we are going to bring in 3 more highway buses that will service from Corozal to Belmopan and from Benke to Belmopan. We have already done the project proposals, and we are on the way. Hopefully within another year and a half or 2, we will see another 46 electric buses coming into the country with the assistance of the IDB and the European Union.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at UMall. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money and gas price because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Opposition leader Moses Shine Barrow says he supports the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association's continued call for a commission of inquiry into the sugar industry. Barrow publicly expressed his skepticism when PM Bresenio and the association entered into an agreement to have the inquiry launched within 90 days. That was 3 months ago. And today, Barrow said that he hates to be right on this matter, but said, "I told you so."
I told you guys this, I did tell you that, you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself and start celebrating, because I told you 90 days, we would be right back here. That it was just, I believe I used the word, a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. And unfortunately, I've been proving right. I don't want to be right in these instances for the sake of saying, aha, I told you so. I would wish that these problems would get solved definitively. But I will say this. I have to agree with the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association in what they said, as far as if a small business person starts a business, all the authorities go down there and they want to check everything to make sure that taxes are being paid and everything is proceeding accordingly. So I don't think a multinational should be exempt from the process that our regular Belizeans face. What's the problem with transparency? What's the problem with accountability? What's the problem with having all the details? Maybe it could be that there is some confidentiality. So while the commission of inquiry may happen, maybe you block out certain parts. Maybe certain parts don't come to the entire public, but it would just be for the consideration of the parties involved. If the corporation feels that their privacy is being invaded, but they're a public company, all right? It's private sector, but you know, they're involved in an essential service when we're talking about the sugar industry that impacts so many people. And we've had this problem, this impasse for so long, and we need to solve it.
Convicted attorney Oscar Salgado is appealing his ruling. News 5 is told that Salgado signed the appeal documents himself. On March 8th, Salgado was found guilty of abetment to commit murder. High Court Justice Nigel Pilgrim ruled that Salgado attempted to hire Giovanni Ramirez to murder Marilyn Barnes, who had filed a complaint against him for unethical behavior with the General Legal Counsel. In his ruling, Justice Pilgrim established Ramirez as the key witness for the prosecution, affirming the veracity and dependability of Ramirez's testimony. Salgado is expected to be sentenced on April 29th. A pregnant woman is spending her first night behind bars for failure to comply with the conditions of her visitor's permit. The Salvadoran 25-year-old Martha Hernandez was caught living illegally in Belize after she had reportedly been here for more than 5 years. She pleaded guilty to the charge and was ordered to pay her fine of $1,000 forthwith, or she would spend 6 months behind bars. Hernandez paid the fine and the magistrate ordered her expulsion. Hernandez will await her expulsion from Belize, which is expected about a week or so from today. Hernandez, who is in the early stages of pregnancy, was charged with failure to comply with the conditions of her visitor's permit. Authorities say that Hernandez was found at the San Pedro Express water taxi terminal in Belize City and could not produce any form of documentation to show her status in Belize. According to the immigration facts, on Thursday morning, the Belize City Immigration Investigation Unit conducted routine checks at the San Pedro Belize Express water taxi terminal, where persons of interest were stopped and asked to produce a form of identification. In doing so, she could not provide any documentation to show that she is Belizean, and she was taken to the Belize City Immigration Department office, where it was discovered that her Salvadoran passport, which was issued on January 5th, had expired. Hernandez entered Belize in September of 2018 through the western border and was later issued an extension to remain in Belize until February of 2019, but she got another extension thereafter. In a world often overshadowed by environmental concerns, one Christian woman's innovative approach offers a glimpse of hope. Through the art of crocheting, Juanita Bailey not only transforms discarded plastic bags into reusable treasures, but infuses each stitch with heartfelt prayers. This week's Look on the Bright Side sheds light on sustainability, showing that even in the face of adversity, there exists beauty, faith, and a path towards positive change. Sabrina Daly tells us more.
On a cool Monday morning, Juanita Bailey sits on her porch, carefully stitching a bag. She's also faithfully reciting her prayers.
Every stitch that I put, I pray. It's very relaxing. I could be home and in a worried condition, and I would just pick up and start to pray. Just pray.
Morning, Sister Juanita.
Hi, good morning, Sister Vanessa.
I brought you some bags. I see you working.
Yes, I'm working.
I love to learn.
Juanita Bailey, a woman of Christian faith, is steadfast in her belief that the journey to God begins with a quest for answers. Regardless of whether those divine revelations come sparingly or abundantly, Bailey clings to her faith for the tranquility it imparts.
I can see God's hand working inside my life, because there can be days that I am I'm on the last, and God come right in and said, and He gives you peace. Peace. We open the bags like this.
Bailey is a member of the Ullage Branch Church of Christ in Boral Boom. It's here that she found and cemented her faith. It's also where she picked up a new skill after meeting a visiting missionary.
I got into this last year, June, when some missionaries came to our church, and there was a lady, Miss Donna, who brought a few with her, and then she decided to show me how to do it. I never liked plastic bag. I hated plastic bags, and they're all over people throw them out in the street, blowing in the wind, and it's not something you could burn. The smell, it affects people, and so I decided that I'm going to learn this to help the environment.
These are no ordinary grocery bags. They are meticulously crafted from the same single-use plastic bags you'd find at any grocery store. Depending on the size, up to 60 bags, each a potential hazard to the environment if disposed of improperly, are repurposed into a single reusable grocery bag. But where does Juanita Bailey acquire such a substantial amount of plastic bags to transform into these eco-friendly alternatives?
After I learned how to do this, I told the church, ladies at church, to save their bags for me when they go shopping. And Sister Vanessa and two other sisters, they go to the store like maybe every 2 weeks, and they would save their bags. And Sunday morning when I go to church, they, "Oh, Sister Juanita, I have some bags for you." You start off with a basic cushion knot.
It's not good for the environment, and with that, this is a big help. I do go to Publix to buy, and when I buy very good. So when she asks in church, I say, well, no problem, because I do use for garbage, but I also, there is extra.
So you're going to put the needle around, bring it in, pull through.
Fellowship and service are fundamental pillars of the Christian faith. Uniting believers in communal support and active service, guided by the teachings of Christ, fosters enduring bonds. This shared goal is exemplified by Bailey. It is also affirmed by Vanessa Thompson within their Christian community.
We have every 2 weeks, our ladies come together on a Friday night, and we sing and we worship and we share with each other different things. We could share craft, we share all our different lifestyles, we share.
What would you say is the importance of having
this type of bond as Christians?
It's very important.
Why?
It's important because you have someone to fall back on. Maybe you can give them a call, or they give you a text, and and you get a verse from the Bible. They give you a verse from the Bible. Maybe you're going through a sad day, and bam, she send you a text message and she make you feel very happy. Or she gives you a call, or I give her a call, and we feel very happy. We communicate with one another.
As their shared faith strengthens the spiritual bond between the church sisters, they find that prayers serve as conversations with God. But what we see here is a humble solution for environmental conservation. It is also a litany of prayers manifested in the form of a reusable bag, each stitch embodying a heartfelt conversation with God. Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
When we return, Baja say no to contraband this Easter.
Now who that? You don't see the sharks to work out? Now who that?
And me, defenders.
Where you are?
Well, I just tell you, you not think you are going to mash up Belize City. I see last week, Saturday night, your chance of the hurricane. And I know hurricanes.
Well, I did tell you, the shark season.
Belize City, get ready! This Saturday, it's the rematch basketball time. Defenders, Tiger Sharks inside the Belize Civic Center. Defenders will give away the first game. But look at this Saturday night inside the Belize Civic Center, March 23rd. This one gonna be turned up. Bring on the entire family. It's gonna be crazy. Big giveaways at the halftime show. It's the rematch. Defenders, Tiger Sharks, this Saturday, March 23rd. Sponsors are
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider features seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. New healthcare provider feature coming this March. Social Security at your fingertips.
We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered-up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced full high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Congratulations! You are a winner of Digi's Live for Free!
Oh, babe, you almost done. You ready for your next one? All right, we'll get one. Actually, let me get two. Cause we will live free, Digi.
Gustavo Requena is the new director of the Office of Indigenous Peoples Affairs. The announcement was made today via a press release. The ministry says that Requena joined the ministry on March 18th after what it described as a transparent recruitment process. According to the ministry, Requena has a deep-rooted connection to indigenous communities. Requena hails from a Maya background, offering invaluable first-hand insight into the challenges and opportunities confronting indigenous groups. The ministry says his upbringing provides a unique perspective essential for this role. But the Toledo Alcaldes Association does not feel that way. The association fired off a release this evening saying that the Maya people vehemently denounced nepotism within the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs. The association says, quote, his appointment, particularly in the absence of any consultation with Belize's indigenous peoples representatives, the Maya communities and their representatives, coupled with his direct familial relationship to the area representative of Toledo West, Minister Oscar Requena, is a total failure in building trust on this government, end quote. On Thursday night, we told you about the immigration officers being accused of theft by Richard Sean D., a Jamaican national. He says that a woman immigration officer stole thousands of dollars from him while he was at the Philip Golson International Airport. On Thursday, Prime Minister John Bresenio, who is also the Minister of Immigration, was asked about the matter. The PM said that if the immigration officer is found guilty, she will have to face the music.
Basically what has happened, as we all know, the Jamaican national has made an accusation and the police have reviewed the tape and they believe that they have enough information or evidence to be able to do a full-fledged investigation. As I mentioned to the CEO, we should not get involved. These people, if that is happening, need to be held accountable. And if this kind of action is taking place within the ministry or within the department, it needs to stop, it needs to end now. And we need to find a way to get rid of all of those people that behave in such manner. I'm told that the Jamaican was, and I can't go into too much details, but basically passed over monies, and then when he tried to leave the country, he was told he can't leave the country. And so then he got upset and then made this report. But I want to again repeat, as I said earlier in a previous interview when I was asked, I believe that this kind of behavior is unacceptable of any member of this government, and especially in this case in the immigration department, an issue that I am responsible for. We need to get rid of that kind of behavior, and we will not get involved. I don't care who these people are, and they need to answer. And if they're guilty, then they have to face the music.
The Belize Agricultural Health Authority, BAHA, is reminding the public that importing agricultural products without the necessary permit is illegal and punishable by law. In an interview with the technical director of BAHA's Quarantine and Inspection Services, Hernan Zetina, he stated that border control will be tight and fines will be hefty this season to ensure the safety of all Belizeans and animals that unregulated items put at risk. Here's more on that.
The reason why Baja is very concerned about contraband is that a lot of times these products do not go through the process of risk assessment, and therefore They can serve as pathways for plant pests and animal diseases that may be in a region or not in a region, but in other parts of the world, but are not present in Belize. And so if these plant pests or animal diseases do come into Belize, they could devastate our agricultural patrimony. There's also sometimes people bring food items that may not be wholesome, and so they can pose problems for humans and also for animals. For example, when people bring in contraband feed. So the press release is just a reminder to everyone involved in the importation, sale, distribution of agricultural products that are regulated by BAHA, that it is illegal to import these products without a BAHA permit. Or if you're found in possession of illegally imported products, then you can face hefty fines and also go to prison if you're convicted. We're working along with the other regulatory agencies such as Customs, the Fisheries Department, MIT of the Ministry of National Security. And so it's a coordinated effort between different agencies. And we're also stepping up our border inspection. So during the Easter period, there's a lot of traffic that happens through the border. And so we have included inspection as a priority. So whenever you're passing the northern or western borders, you might need to catch long lines, and you will see our BAHA officers there doing their inspection to ensure that whatever is imported legally.
Belize ratified the Escazú Agreement last year, and since then the government has been working on charting a strategic plan to implement the agreement. Named after the second subdivision in San Jose, Costa Rica, the agreement is a binding political treaty in Latin America and the Caribbean that seeks to improve access to information and justice in environmental matters, as well as participation in decision-making. It is the first of its kind of environmental agreement in the world. Now, Belize is working on implementing the agreement after consultations that looked at legislation and policies to guide the process. Today, the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management, the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, and the World Bank held a stakeholder engagement assembly in San Ignacio to begin the process. News 5's Marion Ali has the story in this report.
Today, people who have an interest in the environment and access to justice in environmental matters gathered to give their input in the process of formulating a strategic plan to implement the Escazú Agreement. Minister of Sustainable Development, Orlando Habet, says there will be consultations after this stage.
The consultation process now will really begin with the roadmap being established, because it is a strategic plan. So the strategic plan is that roadmap. So now you get the different communities, the different NGOs, CBOs, and all stakeholders who have an interest, indigenous groups and people from different races, whatever it is, that have an interest, or should have an interest, because they also have the right, so that we can have something that, as I said, very comprehensive, very meaningful for Belize.
During the event, Yaya Marin Coleman from the UBAD Educational Fund sat in protest on the grounds that all relevant organizations should have been included in the process from this inception stage. Ruth Spencer is a community activist from Antigua and Barbuda. She supports the involvement of the NGOs that stand up against developments that threaten the environment.
Unless the people become empowered and take this Escazú Agreement in their hands and move forward with it, that's where the power is. The power is in the people. When Principle 10 was the name before Escazú Agreement, it came out of the 1992 Rio Summit, because the governments realized they alone don't have all the answers when it comes to environmental matters. So one of the principles that came out of the Rio Summit was Principle 10. which said stakeholders must be engaged in the process. And look how long it took for the Escazú Agreement to be signed, almost 20-something years. And this is the roadmap. The roadmap that's being discussed today is for this greater stakeholder engagement. If that doesn't happen, it's just going to be something, on paper.
Minister Habet explained that invitations have been sent out countrywide to those organizations and their input will be welcomed as soon as the consultancy phase, paid for by the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLAC, is completed. Habet adds that people who feel they are at risk of suffering severely from climate change and that they have been excluded have a chance to take part in the process and have a say in how developments in Belize proceed.
We have to involve the issues of economics, the issues of the social issues, and also the environmental issues. This is not only about climate change per se, because climate change is a political issue and it is a lot of it we know is man-made. But how do we now look at the environment per se, our ecosystems, our forests? How do we protect those? And then looking at the environmental justice of how do we protect those people who are the defenders of nature and of the environment. So we have, for example, already pieces of legislation like the Freedom of Information Act, which is crucial. And then we have other policies that are in place for climate change. The National Biodiversity, the Forest Department has different policies that guide and assist us.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Early on Monday morning, a fire erupted in San Ignacio town, catching Juan Zib and his family off guard as they slept in their residence on Rodriguez Street. The fire originated in a back room within the yard, rapidly spreading and engulfing the property, leaving the family unable to salvage any belongings. Fortunately, there were no injuries reported, but the Zib family lost everything to a fire they believe was intentionally set.
So I closed the gas tank, couldn't find the adjustable to unscrew it, so I run for my machete and I cut the hose. This is a tank that is of 22 gallons, almost chukwara full, and I can tell you, I cannot tell you how I dragged that tank to the roadside, which is roughly about 50 feet away. But I guess that's what helped for the blaze not to get worse. But at that time the fire was already coming into the house, so we could not. Well, everybody ran out, so we couldn't save nothing at all. And now it is being confirmed by many people that I guess they saw something or know something or have heard something about it. But it's all about you go, that's what they're saying, that is that guy that did it. And I'll tell you the truth. When that fire started and I was on the roadside watching it, deeply in my heart, I believe it was him. Nothing takes that away from me, that it was him. And like I said, people are confirming it to me that it was him.
If you would like to assist Zib and his family, you can contact them at 621-4179. Up next, celebrating languages across the world with the Peace Corps.
Up to date, Madam Speaker, we have completed and handed over 391 modular houses. We are presently There are presently 125 of these houses under construction, 60 for phase 2 Blackberry, 40 for phase 3 of the Blackberry expansion. 50 of the modular houses will commence construction in the next week under the Taiwan funded project. Right now we are doing the road work, the infrastructure. 75 houses being built presently, Madam Speaker, countrywide, will be completed and handed over within the next month. 6 additional projects we are working on, Madam Speaker, that we call special projects. Fire victims, somebody that we had somebody the other day that was a marital, and you know that the technical word, marital confrontation, if you want to put, where the woman was battered and she had to find somewhere to live because she had nowhere to go with her children. And we found a way, Madam Speaker, and we are doing what we call a special project to accommodate the mother, and we are doing some 5 other houses for people that were under fire.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
In order to repeat as a champion, it takes great sacrifice, hard work, dedication, disappointment, all the agony. And then comes the ecstasy of repeat. The Venice Belize Hurricanes will be back this Friday night.
They're playing basketball
all around the world.
This Friday, March 22, your 3-time and defending champion, Venice Belize Hurricanes, led by the big man himself, straight out of LA, and a true son of the soil, Charles Chuck Garcia, anchoring the middle for the Canes, alongside Glency Cooper Lopez, Victor Vito Evans, Jamel Harris, Tyree Orozco, Burama Sidibe, and the 3-point boss, Amar Ross, going up against our arch rivals, the Dangaga Dream Ballers. Canes is coming home, looking to get some home cooking, and the Dream Ballers are in the pot.
When I come home, everything should be alright.
The halftime show will feature the Sugar Cane Girls, the big screen Kiss Cam, and dance-off competitions to win fabulous prizes, courtesy Cellular World. Don't forget the $1,000 primary and high schoolers poster and battle competition, and the Hamanasi Resort first 5 contest valued at $5,000.
One team, one big family.
Remember, bring out the entire family this Friday night at the Belize Civic Center. Canes versus Greek Dream Ballers. Gates open at 7 p.m. Tip-off time 9.
Hurricanes are one big family.
After party on Thursdays. Sponsored.
Yo, respect the city. Love the game. Family, Belize Hurricanes. Hurricanes are one. This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers! We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered-up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced full high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Tomorrow marks the last day of Peace Corps Language Week 2024. The theme this year highlights the Peace Corps' commitment to volunteer competencies like diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. International Language Week emphasizes the importance of language in fostering intercultural understanding. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
The Peace Corps is a U.S.-based volunteer organization that partners with countries all over the world to assist and support developmental goals at the grassroots level. The Peace Corps in Belize is one of the longest-running programs in the region, operating since 1962, with over 2,000 Americans who lived and worked in Belize as volunteers supporting projects in the health sector, agriculture, women's empowerment, and education. Peace Corps Country Director in Belize, Nadine Rogers, told us more about their work in Belize.
Since 2017, we've been supporting the Ministry of Education. They have a national literacy strategy, and the goal of that is to get all Standard 1 students reading at grade level. And so we've got response volunteers that come and work with teachers to prepare them to be able to implement a literacy intervention with those children that need the help. And then when we first came back after the COVID-19 pandemic, we were working with a youth health and well-being project, which this is its last year, but we've had volunteers working in that area. They're working, partnering with schools and focused on initially focused on the old health and family life curriculum, but now kind of expanding into sports, exercise, nutrition, some of those other broader sort of health and well-being.
According to Rogers, several initiatives that the Peace Corps participates in emphasize youth empowerment and well-being.
This past year, we launched our new project in partnership with the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Transport, and it's called Youth Empowered by Sports. So we're partnering with the National Sports Council coordinators and sports coaches at a number of primary schools, and they're working to ensure that these young people can get the benefit of organized sports. You know, the discipline, the skill, the strengthening, and the opportunity to engage and talk about life skills and other things through a sporting mechanisms.
Between March 18th and the 23rd, Peace Corps partook in its yearly celebration of International Language Week. It was celebrated under the theme Language and ICDEIA, spotlighting intercultural communication. This refers to the commitment to volunteer competencies such as diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility.
I think it was Nelson Mandela who famously said, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. But if you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart, right? And so at the Peace Corps, we recognize that language helps us to nurture, really meaningful connections and bridge differences and just kind of live out the things we believe as an organization, right? Live out our values. And so during Language Week, we celebrate the importance of language to our model of intercultural exchange. We have a development model that is not us pushing certain things. It's an exchange and a learning. And you can't have that exchange if people are talking in different languages.
Rogers explained that during Language Week, volunteers participate in several activities around the world, such as virtual language lessons, live language cafes, and educational language booths. She said that here in Belize, the team is training new volunteers in Creole and Spanish.
How do you feel that immersing yourself in a language helps assist the Peace Corps with doing the work that they want to do?
A great question, Brittany. Language learning takes great cultural humility, right? It requires you to give up the things you think you know, even the words you think you know, and learn someone else's words. But that approach is foundational to Peace Corps', way of doing development. It's an invaluable skill that volunteers carry around with them long after they've left, they can still communicate in these languages. And language, it just goes beyond culture. I mean, it goes beyond what you see on paper and what people say to each other in conversations, right? But it soaks up elements of culture and history, and you find that words, have meanings that carry through time and carry through place.
Rogers further explained that immersing the volunteers in a language and culture also assists them in connecting with their host families. She said that as volunteers move their work into more rural areas, the opportunities to connect with other languages that are less common and possibly endangered presents itself.
We're teaching Spanish and Creole, but as we move into more rural communities, you may find that we would add other languages as well as those communities demand.
So it could possibly expand to Garifuna or some Mayan languages as well.
For sure. And we've done that in the past. And so it really just kind of depends on where project work takes us, what the need is. But yes, it could include those.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
The Belize Territorial Volunteers, BTV, says that the government should do more to protect the Chickabull Forest. In a press release, the BTV said that the government must take, quote, decisive steps to halt this invasion, end quote. That invasion the BTV is referring to is the illegal activities being carried out by Guatemalans inside the Chickabull Forest. Earlier this week, Friends for Conservation and Development, FCD, informed that a flyover conducted recently revealed a newly constructed road inside the Chickabull. The FCD says the road is for access to water, thereby facilitating for a more pronounced activity of cattle ranching activity in that southern region of the park by Guatemalans. Leader of the BTV, Will Mejia, told News 5 that there must be an increased presence in the Chickabull for its protection.
We find it very, very sad that on International Days of Environment, Belize is priding itself on protecting our natural resources, yet turning its back to all the incursions and degradation that's happening to our protected areas. We call on the government, we call on the UDP, who has been very quiet throughout all this. This just didn't start yesterday. This started more than 10 years ago, and it continues to grow. There's over 2,000 hectares, which is larger than the entire Belize city that has been deforested. Now the average Belizean cannot even go on the side of the road and clear land without being arrested. Why can't the government stop the Guatemalans? Obviously they don't care because they are not doing anything, right? 3 years now since this government got into power, nothing has been done to really stop the incursions into the forest, in my opinion. Yes, I give the government a big applause for building the Sarstoon Forward Operating Base that has reduced the amount of illegal fishing. If we do the same in the Chickabull, it will reduce the incursions, it will reduce the degradation of our protected areas. This is Belize, this is what we have.
On Thursday, Belize joined the global community in celebrating International Day of Forest. This year's theme is Forests and Innovation, New Solutions for a Better World. The theme highlights the need for the development of new technological solutions to fight against deforestation. On Thursday, forest officers along with BDF soldiers replanted about 100 mangroves along the coastline of Cattle Landing Village in the Toledo district. We spoke to Forest Officer Minerva Gonzalez.
The theme for this year, as every year there is a different theme, is Forests and Innovation. So it speaks to how we use technology in order to maintain our forests and conserve and protect and to restore those forests. And this here is a technology, while it not be a computer, but having any sort of intervention by man using different equipment is use of technology. So we're being innovative in trying to restore the forests that we have lost.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com on both our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. From all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.